Hi, how are you? Oh, I guess I should speak up a little bit. Hello, how are you? My name is Jillian. I'm a knitter by choice, my podcast name. Also just an avid knitter and test knitter. I'm coming to you from Guelph, Ontario in Canada, where we have a very snowy winter day. We had a lovely downfall last night. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's been a few weeks. This is podcast number 2. I've been busy knitting. This is my latest finished object. Let me back up a little bit. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more professional. We'll go through finished objects, works in progress, whips, dream knitting, and at the end some acquisitions. So if you don't want to stay for the acquisitions, I'll let you know when that's coming up. The first thing off my needles, and the big one, the elephant in the room, is this gorgeous beauty by Elenor Morgensen, and she is a designer from Europe, and I'm trying to think of where she's from. Not sure. This is her latest sweater that's out on Ravelry, effective yesterday, and it's called Sleeping Beauty, and I test knit this for her. It has a gorgeous picot edge hem. It also does on the sleeves. I still have yet to fold my sleeve. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to fold it. And I knit mine in, the main color is Madeline Tosh Merino Light. The colorway is Fog. And then I held it with a few different contrast colors. So the main contrast is Twisted Willow Merino Singles in the colorway Robin's Egg. Then for the flowers, I wanted to really pop these. I used a lovely single yarn from Walk Collection called Romance. And then at the bottom, I decided, just to get a little bit more creative, and I threw in another CC down here, and this is another of Twisted Willow's single yarn, and it's called, the colorway is called Warbler. So the colors in a nutshell are all of these beauties. Yeah, CC's, those lovely specks that Kate is known for. The main color, Fog, and the flowers were in the Romance. I'm very happy with this. The fit is beautiful. I knit a size 2. Maybe 2 inches of positive ease. I like my sweaters a little bit more fitted. They suit my body style quite well. So moving on to whips, and I have a few of them. I am doing a little cardigan for one of my granddaughters, and this is as far as I've gotten with it. So it has a striped yoke, and then it'll be plain bottom. The yarns I'm using for this are Gilead by, let's see if I can say this without butchering it. Dererum Natura, Gilead. Gorgeous wool. Has a dry hand, that's what I feel. Knits it beautifully, soft, next to skin soft in my opinion. And I'm using Cell for the mane, just a cream off-white. And then my granddaughter picked this pink. She's all about pink these days. So this is Arga, the pink. And it's knitting up into this lovely fabric. Yeah, making the size 4 or 5 for her. I'm hoping it'll fit well. If I need to go up, I can do that when I split for the armholes. Yeah. Pattern is called the Rainbow Sweater, and I don't have it up, but it is an actual pattern from Gilead, Dererum Natura. So it's called the Rainbow Sweater cardigan. Hope it works out, hope she likes it, hope she'll wear it. You never know with 4-year-olds, right? The next thing I have on my needles, let me grab my bag, is a test knit I'm doing for Caitlin Hunter, Boyland Knit Works. And this is a big Bobble crop. that is in testing now. I decided because it's Bobbles, and I honestly had to think about it for a bit. Am I too old for Bobbles? Are you ever too old for Bobbles? What do you think? So I swatched with a neutral fabric. I'm thinking elegant, classy, paired with a nice high-waisted pleated pants I have, and maybe a nice crisp shirt. And this is the fabric I'm getting. It's wonderful fabric, holding a mohair together with some local to me worsted weight yarn. The mohair is Knitting for Olive. This is linen, and I tell you, it is just a glorious neutral. It really is beautiful. That I'm pairing with Twin Oaks Farm. She has her own sheep. She is a shepherdess, and this is a worsted 3-ply by Twin Oaks Farm. Pairing these two together, and as I say, the swatch is just wonderful. I'm really happy with it. Got gauge. So I'm not too far along with this. Just started to do the Bobbles this morning, and then I got sidetracked because I had brunch with my book club this morning, which was lovely. So this is where I am, cast on for the back, and I've got some Bobbles going. Look at those beauties. Got 3 Bobbles done. They're more time consuming, but oh my gosh, they're fun. And it's called Big Bobble Crop, the pattern, which I think is going to be out sometime in March. Oversized, I'm making it oversized. It's sleeveless, like a drop shoulder, cropped, and Bobbles front and back. I'm really excited about that. And I love my colors. So, win-win. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I went to a trunk show at my local yarn store yesterday. Lovely Christine from Waxwing Fibers, I think that's what she's called. She's a local dyer, beautiful, beautiful yarn and colorways, Christine. And whilst I was there, I picked up a couple of skeins, not of Christine's, but from the yarn store, to make a hat. And I had been watching Kika, Veronika Lindberg. She's a designer over in Europe. Beautiful podcast designer. She was wearing this glorious cobalt blue hat. So I had that in my mind. And this is what I came home with. These colors to hold. And I'm just working on the ribbing. Bit of a mess here. 1 by 1 ribbing, which I personally find to be really boring and tedious, but I'll get through it. I am using Lang Cashmere Premium in this beautiful cobalt blue. And then I'm pairing it with a mohair by Rowan. It's a bit more, to me it has a bit more of a purple cast, but paired together is making this glorious fabric. Yeah, this is for me. Absolutely 100% for me. Yeah, I think it'll do nicely with the hair. Yeah. So that is my 3rd whip. And I do believe that's the only whips I do have. Have a quick coffee. I have a lot of dream knitting, and when I say dream knitting, patterns that I would like to knit, I don't know if they're ever going to come to fruition because I get sidetracked by all the beautiful patterns that designers are coming out with. But I'd like to do a cabled sweater this year. I might start it this spring and then finish it through the summer so it's ready for me to wear come October next year. The pattern I'm thinking about is called Menton, M-E-N-T-O-N, and the designer is Megan Babin. And I believe she's a Canadian designer. Let me bring up the pattern. She has just released the men's version of this. I bought both. I think they're both glorious. So this is called, let me just negate out of that, Menton by Menton 1 is the women's. There we go. And it's by Megan Babin. Megan is the co-founder of Hudson and West Company, was the editor of Interweave magazines. So she knows her stuff. And I love this. I think this, you can see that, I think this cable design is just beautiful down the front. I have the yarn for it. Did I get it out? No. Let me show you. I'm reaching over here into the worsted weight stash. So I ordered this online. One of my January purchases. Lucky Tweed by Kelborn Woolens. And it has just a very subtle fleck. The gauge will be perfect. I actually think she used this base for her original sweater, Menton 1 on Ravelry. So I'm excited for that. Moving on to other future projects. That was project 1. I have told myself I really want to make a petite knit pattern, or knit a petite knit pattern, I should say sweater, because I have done a Sophie scarf, but a sweater by Petite Knit. And I was on the fence, should I do the cloud sweater, which is more of a unstructured sweater. It has a rolled neck, rolled cuffs and hem, or should I do the Monday sweater, which is more structured. So think ribbed neck, rib cuff, rib hem. Still on the fence about the two of them. It's a gauge of 21 stitches for 4 inches. And a localish to me, yarn store, the Knitting Loft, have a Boxing Day sale that goes on every Boxing Day, December 26th. So I might have ordered a few things. I bought these for the Petite Knit sweater. So it's a very soft, lovely mauve. It's a color I always stayed away from, but I can definitely do mauve, and it would be approved by my mom. I will be holding Gepard Wild and Soft. This is a 40% wild tussa silk, 60% merino wool. Yeah, so you know what that's going to feel like. I mean, it feels lovely in the ball. Then I'm going to pair it with Camarose Mid-Net Sole, which is 54% baby alpaca, 36% tencel, and 10% marine old. Substitute for mohair if you are sensitive to mohair, and I think this pairing, I did really well with that online. I'm really excited about this. So it'll either be the cloud sweater or the Monday sweater by Petite Knit. What do you think? Let me know. What are your thoughts? Which one should I make? Appreciate your feedback. I also picked up Ulysse and how do we pronounce this? Izar? I think it's Izar. This is Eco Soft Fine, and the composition of this is alpaca, silk, and yak. Wonderful. And the Ulysse is merino wool, 100% merino wool, and it's kind of the baby sister to the Gilead, right? Worsted sport weight. So I have some ideas for this one. I'm not too sure. I'll report back on those, but these ones are going to be paired together. Something neutral, something classic. Have a sip of my coffee. I haven't woven in the ends of my sleeve yet. I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? Moving on, Oh, what was I going to show you? Let me just show you the Monday sweater so you can see it. Maybe everybody knows the Monday sweater. So you can see that very classic raglan sweater. Yeah, that's for my purples or my mauve yarns. Moving on, I would love to make my favorite things sweater number 18. It's just a textured sweater. And this one might be the one I'm thinking about for these two. I think I did buy it for these. Yeah. So sweater number 18, pairing those together. Something oversized, comfy, slouchy. It's kind of what I like, though this is more tailored, right? I say that. Last week I was down at my local yarn store, which is Woolwich Fine Yarns here in Guelph. And Emma, the owner, has been bringing in wonderful, wonderful yarns. I came out with a new to me yarn by the West Yorkshire Spinners, and it's called Fable, which is brushed Aran. It's Falkland wool, British alpaca, and British mohair in these two colors. And my thought, they're so soft and squishy, and just the ever so slight halo in it. Yeah. So my thought for these two colorways is to do the Key Sweater by Petite Knit. It's a fairly new pattern that she's brought out. Right there. I love this. I love this bold design. And I think it would look wonderful in that classic mid-gray and cream, right? What do you think? This is actually getting me really excited. And it's knit up on 4.5 mils. It would knit up really fast. I think that's everything that I have to show you. A little bit about what's going on here. We're in February, so we're in the midst of winter, and the good news is that the days are getting longer, thank goodness, so that it's not dark so early. Really helps to lift the spirits. What else is new? I think that might be it. That was a really quick one, wasn't it? Tell me what you're knitting on. Tell me a little bit about yourself. If you tune into this, which I greatly appreciate, tell me what you're knitting on. Do you have dream knitting? What's on your needles? Also, let me know, should I do the Monday sweater with this or the more unstructured cloud sweater? I'm interested to know your thoughts. Where do you come from? Let me know a little bit about yourself. And if you like this video, if you'd like to see more, I appreciate you giving it a like and a subscribe. And I will talk to you again soon. Cheers.